Just checking to see if we are live. Probably not just yet. And there we are. We've got 3 people watching already. So good evening. This is the penultimate round of the BTCC blueprints with STDash84 designs. The 5th round is we're looking at Clement sideways through one of the corners and ended up binning it. Changed driver anyway. So, as I said before I got interrupted by Clement's spinning, this is Sardegna B. It's the 5th round of 6. Oh, my bad. Yes, as I said, the 5th round of 6th, and we've got Lewis Edwards already here saying Adam Edwards for the win. Well, if he practices a lot more earlier than he should be, but there you go. Anyways, this is, like I said, it's the 5th round again. I think I've said it about 52 times, my apologies. It's definitely a garbage track, I have to say. It really is. But before I get my co-commentator in there, because he just raced here not that long ago, so he'll give you a good guided tour around this track itself. But for now, I will give you the drivers' points coming into this round. So Tompkinson had a much more better round last week at Suzuka. He has now really pulled away from the other championship contenders back, and it's now Liam McEwen that now sits in 2nd place, and the real big loser from Suzuka was a certain Mr. Adam Piper. Before Suzuka, he came into this race, the Suzuka races, tied on points with the leader Nathan Tompkinson. Tompkinson's now up to 257, and Piper is now tied in 3rd with 200. So from being tied on points with Tompkinson before Suzuka to being 57 points adrift of Tompkinson, that was how much detrimental it was to Piper's championship hopes. He is tied on points, so as I said, with Rob Adams. He's on 200 as well. Sean Cool, 5th in the championship on 189. 6th is Ben on 182. Chris Clement on 148. Thomas Chevalier is on 106. 9th is retired in Jordan Hogan on 92. Alex Austin, who had a very good Suzuka last time out, he sits now in 10th on 89. Thomas Walsh on 68. Lewis Edwards on 43. Jeff Colombaro on 37. Ethan Graham, the new guy, did very well. He's on 23 points. Nathan Myers on 20. And Ash Sharp bring up the rear on 16. For the team's championship, it is still the Honda show, with Sean and Nathan leading the way. They're sit on 320, 63 points ahead of Rob and Chris, the Audi boys. And it is Adam and Thomas, or the Volvo team, on 236, who are, I believe that's 48 points ahead of Ben and Alex in the Ford on 188. And then it's Ash and Liam on 168, the good old boys in the Vauxhall. And then it is Colin Barrow and Ethan Graham on 127 for the Nissan, and bringing up the rear on 95 points is this guy, Thomas Chevalier, who've been looking at for a while now. And there his teammate too, Lewis Edwards, they sit on 95 points. And I think we have our commentator back, so I'll probably just say it here. So the guy, I forgot to say, I'm Sean as always, and I've been joined yet again by a guy who recently went bobsleighing last week. He managed to kill Bob Saget and Bob Hoskins at the same time. It's Jerry Bear.
What? Why we already started? I literally said give me 2 minutes. This is not that guy. This is Angry Jerry Bear. You couldn't give me 2 minutes to go grab a drink? What's up? I'm excited, man. I'm pumped.
So I was just saying before, because you've just recently raced on this track.
Who knows what you were saying? Like I wouldn't.
So anyways, Sardegna B, you've raced here not that long ago, and we both came to a conclusion, it's a rubbish track.
It's tough. Like, it's got really just, I don't know, nothing redeeming about it. It's a fun track because it's going to get a lot of good racing. Looking at the times everyone's running, it looks like it's going to be a tight pack, so that's always fun. But yeah, it's a bully fest. It's all, every race I've done there feels bullyish. You know, you're going into these corners that are, you know, going down the straight to the first corner. You got this hairpin that everyone's going to take advantage of. And then you just end up in these weird side-by-side battles through these areas, and it can just get real funky. It's going to stretch the field out real fast like it usually does, and then we'll probably end up in small battles like always, unless they kind of go casual. I don't expect them to go easy into turn one, and the more wide they go, the more likely you're going to just see people separate out. So, I don't know. It's an interesting track. It is what it is. I had a pretty good result there, so I mean, I can't complain about how it goes, but you know, it's just a weird track. I like Bathurst. We've said this.
So yeah, just talking about the corners of the track here. So I think we're just looking at Alex Austin. He was just going through turn 5. What are some good places to overtake someone around Sardegna B?
Turn 1.
Obviously, yeah. I think this corner right here, where Austin's just gone by, that's turn 8. That's another good place to overtake someone.
I don't know. It's tough. If they mess up, sure. You can get the run on that straight so they can get alongside someone. It's just tough. It's tough to pass here. Like, you gotta just put your nose in places and kind of bully your car around, and it's just an interesting style. But we'll get to see some real impressive driving, so we'll see what they do. I'm sure they'll have better success with it than I do. I don't know. I had a rough time there, and I got a good result, but it was rough. But we'll see. We've got more people on mediums than usual, it looks like. 3...
Yeah, just about to say, I think...
Maybe not. 4... What, we got 4 people? Did I count wrong?
Oh, has Thomas got the pit glitch? No, he's just not moving at all. But he's going to start on the qualify on those medium tyres. So yeah, I think you've got like a handful of people maybe going on the medium tyres. Probably see like what Tompkinson did.
Yeah, we got Clements on them. What is that? Tompkinson, of course. I don't know why I would change it. It has literally been working the whole time for him. And I thought I saw someone else. What, Milden maybe was on them?
Yeah, I think Milton's on. Milton's on him. Yeah, I'm thinking, has Thomas got a qualifying ban because he's not moving? I'm wondering. I'm not too sure.
If you're qualifying, maybe. But if you're qualifying on mediums, you might just assume like, you're qualifying back 4 anyways, most likely.
Right.
But
okay.
now you'd still want to put a lap down, just because like, what if someone can't put a lap down? What if someone just really bends it and you get a free position?
Right then, so just seeing Milton making his way through the last turn. Yeah, pretty much shortcut in the last corner. I think we're going to see all of the drivers going to shortcut that last corner, for sure. So Ben's going to be the first one to come across the line, then up over the brow of the hill. And then he'll make his way in towards turn 1, which he'll probably use an awful lot of curb going into this sort of like 90-degree left-hander. Just didn't hit the apex as much as he wanted to be. This is turn 2, now into turn 3. 3 minutes to go until the end of qualifying session number 5. And now into turn 4. Uh-oh, we've got a couple... Oh no, is the service played up again? Oh, I hope not.
That wasn't as bad as I've seen. So I know yesterday I was doing some practice races for an upcoming race, and we had it a little bit, but they could rejoin back in. It's going to be tough. They didn't finish a lap. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I think with the qualified as well, I think they may have to miss out, unfortunately. So even more depressing news there. Oh, Milton's gone off into the kitty litter. I think they're going to restart it, I think. Oh, that was just a genuine driver error from Milton. I think it was.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to go off. If it's a driver error, he's not going to be able to get on the track for a little bit, which... I mean, it looks like they have time to get about 1 more lap in, maybe 2, probably just 1 for everyone at the back right now. But yeah, he's literally having to wait for every single car to go by.
Liam just completely shortcut in turn 30. Oh, did he reset?
Yeah, he sat there waiting for him to pass for so long in the game, just put him on the track, and it's like, nah, you got to get going. All right, 24s are good. I'm sure anyone who just hit a 24 is not feeling too bad. That is in the low 24 range, and that's probably going to hold up even with other laps coming around up there at the top.
Well, Ethan Graham sits at 28.7, so he's made a mistake as Edwards puts 2 wheels on the gravel, but still sets currently the pole position time at the moment. No sign of Piper.
0.05. Wow.
No sign
of putting down a heck of a lap.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Austin, the thing is, though, to be fair to Austin, he is so good at practice. But when it comes to race pace, he's just not there. I mean, Suzuka, there was glimpses of him being up in the order and deserves where he should be. But he's just been not finishing too well. I don't know if it's down to maybe bad strategy. Gets all 4 wheels off the grass, or 4.
Yeah, I know everything about that. I know that feeling exactly, where you're competitive against people that you shouldn't necessarily be in, and the race comes around and you're not as close to them. Like, nah, I mean, you can definitely put it together, and some tracks work better for people than others. You know, like some tracks will just be like every corner is a fast trail braking, like really trying to get on the throttle corner, and that's just how you love to drive, like some of the St. Croix maps and things like that. You know, Bathurst, another decent example of it, and then you'll have like, you know, tracks that are just constant dumb hairpins, right? Just constant mad braking zones. And you'll have more trouble with those kind of tracks because you really like, you know, to push the car around and really be on the edge versus just like seeing who can stop the fastest.
Colin Barrow improved a hell of a lot. He went up to 7th place. Ethan Graham goes into 8th. Sharp goes still into the 26ers, but that will put him in, I think that's like in 9th place, because it shows here Thomas down in 5th. Let's just look in here at Rob Adams, who's joint 3rd in the championship, with Piper not being here, and he's now 4th fastest.
Getting one last lap. Ben barely hit it, 2 seconds left on the timer, so everyone's going to get to throw down one more to try to challenge that 24-2.
Although there's someone just going around the last turn right now, so I don't know who that could be. I'm just trying to figure out who that is.
That's Tonkinson, so yeah, you're right. He doesn't have another lap, but he's on mediums, so 25-2 on mediums. That's, whoa, he's in 5th on mediums. He's going to hit a 25.
He's gone even quicker. He went even quicker too.
Wow, people need to put down a lap or that's going to be a problem.
And still no sign of Piper and Chevalier coming back into this.
But this is one of those tracks, absolutely, where like it's just there's so many corners that take you right to the kitty litter, that take you right to the grass, and as soon as you touch it, it's just over. So it's easy to bend your qualifying here when you only have about 3, maybe 4 laps to try to hit one, when the first one doesn't even count.
Well, here comes McEwen. He's coming across the line. He's not going to improve. Next, there will be, I think that's Ethan Graham that's coming across. Yes, it is.
Sean Cole won't improve. He spun.
Up to 9th. Sharp's gone into the 25s. That's a solid effort. That'll put him in 9th place. And Clement's in 10th. And Sean is not going to improve, as you say. So qualifying is all sort of messed up a bit because I don't know where Thomas came out of.
Milton's about to get a good qualifying as well on the mediums.
Yeah, he goes into 25-3. So he's just over a second off, but that will put him in 7th place.
On mediums, though.
Yeah, on medium tyres, yeah.
1/10 off Tompkinson's time.
Yeah. And then split between them, you've got a Nissan in Colin Barrow. So there you go, the qualifying is ended. No sign of Piper and Chevalier, so it looks like we're going to be missing the first race with them two in it, unfortunately. So we're getting ready then for the first race of 3, and I don't know why it's actually put Thomas Welsh in 5th. I don't know why, but interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, GT Sport is really messed up, hasn't it? I think ever since they did this update last week, it's completely messed up. Anyways, we're getting ready for the lights. 5 lights on for the first race of 3. 12 races, lights out, and away we go. And Graham is stuck on the field.
Stuck on the grid, yep.
We've got us stuck on the grid, and I don't think we're going to be restarting now. Oh no, he's actually leaving a type there saying it needs to be halted. I think could possibly well be. Anyway, he's going into what's turn 1 for the first time, and we are all nice and clean through there. Edwards still leads the way, then it's Austin, then McEwen, top 3, then Adams in 4th, and then it's anyone's guess for 5th on, well, Tompkinson's into 5th place, 6th, and
Milton's flashers have turned on. He's about to respond.
I think we could get...
I think it might be a restart because we have a lot of people going slow. So
yeah, we do. I think there might be a restart.
Some people might know. There goes Sean. Yep, there goes the restart call.
Yeah, there's confirmation there.
I was like, there's a lot of people randomly slowing down back here at the back while they battle at the front.
And Colin Barrow's leading in all this. Go on, Jeff, on you. Oh, it's not now. Well, Piper's just joined. Now we're just waiting for Chevalier to join, and then we've got all 14, but... Yeah,
I mean, it's probably smart not to join back, because if they aren't going to reset it and you join back, you could add lag and all sorts of other things, so probably best to give it a wait. I bet Thomas is pretty upset about his random 5th place going away, but if he knows what he did to make that happen, I would love to know that trick to not qualify yet still start top 5.
And yes, to get top 5, that would probably be his
best
best
I could
grid.
live with starting top 5 without having to qualify.
Right, we're just waiting for Clemens here to get out and then hang in the lobby. Chevalier's back in. Chris, get out of the room. There we go, thank you. So, well, that's a very interesting first race, and again, it looks like to me the GT Sport has not fixed their problems, which is not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's had its issues, but it's always got something going on, so, you know, you just kind of have to keep rolling with punches as they come. They can always, I'm sure they'll probably, they'll just set it manually here, unless they're redoing Oh, they're going to redo qualifier? Oh, no, okay, they'll just set it manually. That's smart. That gives it less chance to drop someone in qualifying.
Well, what will this hold for Piper and Chevalier? Because they didn't set a lap time. What about Thomas Welsh? Where's he going to qualify? Does he go in 12 even though he stayed in the lobby?
Well, if he has a qualifying penalty, and that's why he didn't drive, he would go to last, and they would just go probably alphabetically behind him. Maybe just randomly, you know. Doesn't really matter where you start back there, so I'd assume Thomas, if he has an actual qualifying penalty, starts behind him. Now, if he was just choosing not to, whatever, just keep doing it alphabetically or randomly. Again, you're talking about 14th, 13th, and 12th. If they're going to get a podium or something like that, they're going to have to work through everyone anyways. I mean, to be honest, I'd probably rather start 14th than 12th, just because, hey, you might go 0 to hero.
Right, so we've got Chevalier back out on the track. Thomas is back. Adam is all back. So we've got a full set of 14. Oh, and the connection has been lost. So it looks like the thing.
This week.
Yeah. So it looks like there's still a problem with the GT Sport servers, I reckon.
It seems that way. I don't know. I'm going to have to try tonight and see. Is it something to do with the total amount of people? Because we were in a lobby doing practice races last night, and we didn't have any issues.
Maybe it's just like the time of it too. Maybe it's you got like a lot of people on here, and it doesn't hold, like it can't handle it. Maybe I'm not too sure. Or not unless if Sean might run it. I don't know.
It's like maybe a different host. If it's been, I can't remember. I don't think it's been the same host every time because I think that's a different host anyway. So I don't know.
Well,
it could just be the larger lobby, right? Because we only had 7 or 8 people in ours, so it could be just lobby size.
Possibly. Like I'm just seeing on here, the other lobbies here, there's only got one person out of 16 in them all. I think also because I think Ben was saying.
You're not wrong about that.
Yeah, Ben was saying.
There's a 2.
Oh, is there 2? Let's have a look.
There's a 12, but I don't see any that are in. There's some 2s, yeah. Now, granted, I'm looking at the American boards, not the European boards. And I am referring to the European or the U.S. servers because it was I was running the server last night, so I don't know if there'd be any difference between the U.S. and the EU when it comes to the lobbies. I doubt it.
Maybe, I don't know. So I don't know who's going to run this race. Is it going to be Sean? Because I do mind, I think Ben was saying to me, I think like a couple of weeks ago, I think that they've moved into a new house, so their router is a little bit iffy. So I don't know, like if it's going to be Ben. I'm just checking if there's anything that's been said on social media on the FBR Facebook page. So I'll go and have a look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only run into these issues in full lobbies so far.
Well, you had that problem on Monday, didn't you? Because you had to restart the lobby like 3 or 4 times, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I was doing the exact same thing. It's doing the exact same thing it was doing on Monday and Tuesday, where it's just the lobbies still weren't working, they were crashing. And I figured they'd been fixed, even though nothing has come out. It's not like we've downloaded an update or anything, right? Since the last one. But I don't know, we were running races last night and weren't really having any issues with it, so it might just be once it gets to a certain population they're crashing or something like that.
Right, so I think Sean was saying that the room is up, and indeed it is. The room is back, the lobby's back up. So hopefully touch wood, it will work.
Okay.
Someone's knocking at the door.
Freak my dog out. I should not have done that. I apologize. Already.
How about that was someone knocking at your door?
No, it was just me knocking on wood, but that was a bad call. I can already see her pause at the door.
Alright, let's just hope and pray that this lobby works well. And just seeing all the others just joining in, and Ben is saying enter, so I'm guessing the qualifying would stand. I'm guessing.
I think they'll probably just put everyone who didn't get a qualifying time in at the back. Like I said, it might be something else though. Let's see. We can see what order they put them in. I'll look at it.
Thomas was just confirming on the YouTube page, on the live YouTube chat, saying he did have a qualifying banner. We got Wiley in here saying howdy all.
Nice.
Yeah. Clements was saying should we restart, thinking a couple of weeks ago. We've got Colin Barrow also in here.
Very good. Awesome.
I think we've got 8 at the moment. 8,
I'm excited to watch them.
We've got 12, so we're just missing out on 2. Just waiting for 2 more people to join.
Joining, and yep, the Chevalier should be it because we're at 16 of 16 now.
Yeah, Chevalier's just joined and all. And then hopefully...
Excellent.
And,
same tires, no swap. Yeah.
Actually,
so they're going to have to still run the same tire strat as if they'd qualified. They just... Because now that you're not doing a qualify, you can't be like, oh, well, no, I'm going to... like, you still ran your qualifying regardless of what tire you started on. I wonder if people at the back who didn't put down a lap still have to abide by that. Like, if I start at the back, I kind of want to start on mediums and just get those out of the way and get onto softs as quick as we can. Although, I don't know how long softs are going to last here. This track can definitely eat your tires up.
Yeah,
especially like
the
you
front.
Start hitting that dirt.
Yeah, the front tires are a bit... yeah, so this could be a bit more strategy for these medium tires. Do you want to pit on the first lap, or do you want to pit on the second lap? And then, because if you pit on the second lap, at least you have more, safe tire wear for your super softs on your after your pit stop. So it does wear a lot on the fronts for sure.
Yeah, this track's gonna really wear, especially wherever your drivetrain is. Like if you're pushing with rear-wheel drive or pulling with a front-wheel drive car, like coming out of these corners, they're so just using those front or those back tires that you'll really start to see the tire wear come out, and it ends up affecting your time because your launch speeds just kind of get worse and worse through every single corner as the tire wear gets worse and worse.
Right, so I'm just going to have a look through the field. Who's starting on mediums? So you got Tompkinson on mediums, but he's going to qualify in 5th, so that's a superb effort from Tompkinson. Thomas Welsh is on mediums as well. Oh, we're just about to start the final. So too is his teammate Piper. Milden is also on mediums, as well as Sean Cool, and I think and Clements as well. So about 6 people starting the race on mediums. So hopefully this is the first race.
This is that's interesting because that means if there's 6 on mediums, there's 8 on super softs to start. That's about the closest to 50-50 split we've had yet.
Yeah, definitely. I think people are starting to take notice what Tompkinson is doing. But anyway, there's the look.
Just can't let him do it by himself. It definitely works if he's the only one doing it.
No, definitely not. So here we go then. Are we going to get all 14 people off the line? 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the start of race 1. Round 15 of the championship is underway. And looks like we're all safely away. Oh, someone is stuck on the grid. Someone is stuck.
Not moving.
Piper ain't moving, so has he got the glitch then, unfortunately. So here they go, they're making their way in towards turn 1. It will be Edwards, then Austin. Yeah, Piper's stuck, as you said. It looks like we're all through turn 1 nice and clean at the moment. And indeed they are, so they made it through turns 1, 2 and 3 nice and fine. As Edwards getting a couple of wheels on the grass, going in towards 4. Closely followed by Austin, McEwen in 3rd, Adams 4th, Tompkinson in 5th, Milton 6th, Colin Barrow in 7th place after that strong qualifying. Someone is sliding their way. I think that was Edwards. The leader, Edwards, may lose the championship lead. Well, not championship lead, what am I saying? They lose the lead of the race though to Alex Austin. He's only been in there for about 3 weeks. that'd be quite impressive. He was the championship leader. But anyway, now we're in towards the important corner for me, I'd say. Turn 7. Anyone going to dash out and make a move? Looks like no one is there yet. Still looking at Colin Bartle. Yeah,
it's a risky corner to go for it.
The whole single file, and Piper's still stuck on the track. Piper will probably have to need to move out of the way here because the field, the whole cavalry are coming towards the last corner now. Edward still holds the lead though. Austin gets a couple of wheels on the grass. Now McEwen could maybe have his chance.
Sharp and Graham are just battling. Don't worry, keep going.
No, I just noticed there. I'm just going to check a replay of that. So that is Ethan Graham in the Nissan, followed by Sharp. And Sharp trying to have a look on the inside of Ethan. Making his way through, I think that is turn 11, I think it was, yeah. Oh, and he just gets a couple of wheels on the grass, caught the grass, and then through back in goes Graham. Although Graham understeered through wide at turn 13, now he's still battling with Chevalier, and even Graham is back there too with an 11th place.
Yeah. And Chevalier is going to complete that move and end up passing 2 people down that straight.
Indeed he has, so Chevalier, nice pass there, making his qualified effort.
Barrow making moves as well to get past Clements on the mediums versus super softs.
Indeed he has, so Colin Barrow back into that 7th place. I think that's where he actually qualified, so Colin Barrow looking quite racy here in these early goings in round 1, or race
Austin
1.
Looks like he's going to make a move into the corner you love so much. Yep, they're going side by side in it.
He's going to go around the outside of Edwards, but that might have compromised him.
Through, yeah,
that could, but he's got the inside though for turn 9. Oh, is McEwen going to make it stick?
So you can just keep so much speed on the outside that he might be able to force him to stay narrow and cut him back here.
Yeah, so Austin holds on to that 2nd place there. Now in towards turn 12, turn 13. Driver's taking it off.
Tomkinson has to love this. He's literally a second off the lead on mediums right now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely loving it. And the fact that
Ben's
Piper...
right there too.
Yeah, Ben's there too. Yeah.
Colin Barr was right there too.
Yeah, Colin Barrow having a great race so far.
Every time I check, Graham and Chevalier, they're in a battle side by side.
Battle for 3rd now. That's Adams on the outside of McEwen, going in towards 4. And again, McEwen holds on. And now Tomkinson, he's going to try and take advantage of that. On the inside. Oh, Austin runs right on the exit of turn 4. Still holds on to that 2nd place. Oh, bit of gravel being kicked off from Tomkinson. And he may lose that 5th place on Milden now. This will be effectively a net battle for the lead when they make their pit stop. One to lap 3 out of 12 now, so a quarter race distance done. And Tomkinson just holds on to that 5th place, my apologies. But at the moment right now, it's 7 cars all nose to tail. Top 7, nearly 2 seconds separating 1st down to 7th place. And a bit of a gap from Clements in 8th. Then 9th is Ethan Graham. 10th is Chevalier. 11th is Sharp. 12th is Sean Cool, who actually must have made a pit stop. He's got a couple of wheels on the gravel trap at turn 8, and he's lost a spot to Thomas Welsh. And Welsh also, he started the race on mediums as well as Sean, so they've already made their pit stop.
Tomkinson is definitely going to lose the position of in now. He caught the wall.
Oh, they're both going into pits.
That is so lucky for Tomkinson. He lost so much time if that wasn't the pit lap.
See if we can check a replay on that then. I just may have caught a bit too late of it there. And then Milton just shuts the door and Tomkinson to just go into the pits.
I mean, it's lucky that they're going in the pits there. Austin's still battling all over for the lead with Liam just kind of like waiting. Because as soon as someone goes for a move and forces it too wide, everyone behind can line up almost like it's a rolling start and just follow whoever wins. Whoever ends up winning that battle will pull 1 or 2 cars with them.
Look at the top 4 then, just less than a second between the top 4. Colin Barrow in the 5th place. Oh, I think that I see Edwards run a little wide off of 5. Now Austin's all over the back, clipping a bit of the curb at 6. Now into turn 7. Will he get the position done going into his turn 8? Look at McEwen, and then they're going to go 3 wide into turn 8. Double file now for the lead, and Edwards still holding on. Great defensive driving from Edwards.
Absolutely. I mean, and we got, what is it, Clements and Chevalier are, and Graham, of course, because Graham's going to be there too. Or I should say, Chevalier's working on Clements and Graham's just kind of following along too, so I'm sure they worked their way up to the field.
And onto the grass goes Clements. So he's going to lose 2, maybe 3 if Sharp can pull advantage of that. Chevalier's taking a different line. Graham's taking a different line. Gets into Chevalier, get into Graham. Oh, and they make contact on the straightaway. So was Clements not too happy with Graham with that? Wow, that was a bit dangerous there from Clements' point of view. Because there's Sharp, he was just a victim in all of that and nearly got punted into the pits. And the big loser in all of that was Chevalier. He's down to 9th place now. Oh, well, Sharp gets a couple of wheels on the gravel.
And while that's going on, McEwen's moved on to the lead ahead of Edwards, and Adams is pulled right up in there as well.
Oh, Austin went down to 4th.
Yeah, so there was some movement going on at the lead at the same time that all that was happening as well. But they're still all within, you know, about a second of each other, so it's just kind of shuffled a bit right now. Oh, Colin Barrow got it way wrong as well.
Oh, that was off of
quick.
Yeah, so such a shame there to see that there. He may lose another spot to his teammate. Probably Sharp too.
He's gonna lose a few. Everyone's still so grouped up, but he's got a group to dive in with. So.
Oh, and gets into Chevalier a little bit at 8 and holds on to that position 8. Don't forget behind there, you've got there Tompkinson, who's now gone ahead of Milton. Now they're onto the super softs. They have made their pit stop. They're 9 seconds away from the leader, McEwen, who seems to be pulling away.
Their pit took them about 11. So their pit stop was about 11-second, roughly gap that got built. So anything inside about 11 for them right now means that they're gaining on those leaders and that they'll come out that far ahead of them on a pit. So it's going to be interesting to see when everyone starts pitting on these super softs, but I would expect they kind of keep them going as Liam's gotten some clean air and really gotten to pull away a little bit.
And Edwards
because
still...
Edwards has been battling with Adams here for second so hard. Austin's gotten to just kind of follow it, and Liam's starting to separate a little bit. So he needs to build that gap back on the group he can't even see the time of. He literally can't even see, you know, that Tompkinson's 9.5 seconds behind him, but he probably wants to build that higher. But Tompkinson has better tires, so it's going to be tough.
Riding on board now with 3rd place. Rob Adams is going to be in 3rd place at the championship. The Piper's stuck on the grid all over the back of Edwards now into towards the fast part of the track. Flat out through turn 7, that is, and now into towards 8. And he's still stuck in behind the Renault driver off there. As McEwen takes a couple of wheels on the gravel off of turn 8. That's going to lose him some time. And now Edwards will be in slipstream distance of McEwen just ahead. As we're nearly halfway through this first race, round 15 of the championship. Oh, Adams getting a couple of wheels on the grass too. Didn't lose too much time. Now then, when are these drivers going to be pitting after? Well, obviously because they started on the super softs, they're going to be pitting quite late. Yeah, about
9
lap 9
or 8, 10, like as long as they can go. I don't know. Obviously the mediums kind of got off them as quick as possible, but I even want to say they came in on the end of 3, I want to say, so they're probably going to be coming in on the end of 9.
Here comes Tompkinson around the outside of Chevalier, going into its turn 1. We're on to lap 7 out of 12, and can Chevalier hold on to that 8th place? Oh, we nearly sort of squeezed on Tompkinson, but Tompkinson may be through.
I mean, that's just, it's tough. I bet Chevalier wins this. It is hard to win that outside battle. Yeah.
Yeah, holds on to it. So again, we've seen some good defensive driving from these lot.
Barrow cracks in a little bit of the cut on the dirt grass, but it's fine.
Nice to see Ash Sharp. Nice to see Ash Sharp there up in the air.
Keeps trying to make those outside moves work. This one might, but it's still just. He needs to get it done before the next corner.
He might have it here because he's got it. He's through. He's probably through. So up into 8th now goes Tompkinson. Now tries to protect that position. Ben Milton just behind in the Ford, couldn't get by Chevalier. I was just about to say, nice showing this from Sharp. He's actually mixing it with the Nissans. And yeah, he's stuck in a Nissan sandwich, I should say.
He tried the undercut there, and I think he had it on Graham, but it just didn't quite work. He caught Graham just a little bit and kind of punted him forward some.
Oh, Calabaro's gone off again. Through goes Tompkinson, through goes Milton. Milton's actually gone through of Tompkinson too.
Yeah, but all this battling's making them fall back a little bit. Like, you can see that gap to the leads at 10 seconds now, which means they won't be coming out ahead, or they barely will be coming out ahead of Liam right now.
And here comes Tompkinson. He's got to go back through on Milton, going into his 10-1, and Chevalier wants a piece of that as well. So no, P7 now. Back for Tompkinson. Just kisses the gravel on the exit.
And to be fair, it might not actually be 11 seconds. I may have caught that late. It might be more like 10 if you can get out and defend. Like, if you can get out and defend, it might be different than getting out and just, you know, having to drive to the corner by yourself just to the time loss. But we'll see exactly what the time gap is here when they pit in the next lap or two.
Just going into what's 2/3 of the race complete. McEwen still leads. Edwards second. Adams in third. Austin fourth. Top four there. 2 seconds. And they got a massive gap there. About 6.7 seconds on Ethan Graham in 5th place. And Ash Sharp having probably his best race of the season in 6th place. But he's under scrutiny now with Nathan Tompkinson, who's already pitted, as well as Milton in 8th. Behind. Then in 9th place you got Chevalier. Colin Barrow was down to 10th place, having a battle with Thomas Welsh, the only Volvo driver now. Sean Cool in 12th. 13th is Chris Clements, who has made his pit stop. I believe that would have been on
Some
there.
are starting to come in.
Yep, that's Edwards. Edwards went in.
You can
only
see
the top
with McEwen, like McEwen has way better tire wear. So does Adams and a lot of the other people who are staying out and people that are coming in. So if they can keep their pace up, they might be okay. But it's really starting to look like. Oh, if Tompkinson can get by.
That was a bit hair-raising. They were looking at Edwards, but through into 5th now goes Tompkinson.
I'm trying to figure out the time gap. I think it's going to be about 10 seconds, maybe 9.
Yeah, pretty much 10 seconds. So at this rate, Tompkinson's on the cusp of just about taking the lead. He's less than 10 seconds now. And you can see now that Edwards now onto the medium tyres. It's going to be quite hard to try and get by Milton, who's on the faster tyre. Although, saying that, Edwards is on the fresher tyres compared to Milton's worn softs in a way, but he has managed to get by Sharp, who has yet to pit, is Ash. And he's still side by side with Ben.
Coming in here, I'd be my guess. Liam's getting ready, so we'll see if they're going to come in now or try to extend them another lap, but it just depends. How long do you want to defend on mediums is basically the argument. Like, if your gap is big enough, like, you need to get out ahead of them. You can't just let them catch you.
On the gravel goes Ash Sharp, but he holds on, but he's lost the spot, though, to Edwards was pitted. Now let's see if McEwen and Adams and Austin will go ahead into the pits, and it looks like to me they are.
His tires are
not.
Good.
No, he's not.
Adams will.
Adams will.
So Adams is 1 second back. So Adams is about 8 seconds ahead of Tompkinson here. So that'll give us a good estimation of where Tompkinson to the lead is, because that's about 8 seconds when we
Ethan
see
comes
him come
in.
Out here.
Ethan comes in, so to the Sharp.
Right about 8.5 seconds, somewhere in there, but you can't defend, so you need to have about a 10-second lead.
And out goes Adams. He comes out in 6th place as Edwards makes a little mistake off turn 1. He's going to lose a couple of spots. I'll tell you what, for a track that's had, you say that's got a tough place to overtake, they're making it look so easy. Definitely.
I mean, it's just that once you end up getting too wide, there's like just really defined lines that work and really defined lines that don't. So once you end up too wide, you just fall off the entire pack, because if they're smart and close, they just don't ever let you back onto the line that works. And you might be on the line that works for one corner, but then you're really out of luck until you can fall back in line. So it's like there's just everywhere that you pass is dangerous. It's tough to make moves work.
So as far as I know, it's the top 2 that have not yet made a pit stop. McEwen's lead to Austin, 3.5 seconds. The gap though with the Tompkinson to McEwen is 9 seconds. So when McEwen and Austin will make their pit stops, Tompkinson is going to come out as the leader.
Like, I don't think they can go another lap. They're losing too much time on their laps right now.
And in goes McEwen.
It's going to be 9. I just think they're going to. I think they're going to come out before Tompkinson, but he's going to be at full speed and they're going to be rolling, and he's just going to go flying past them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The real question is going to be whether Ben gets stuck with them or not. He's going to try to maybe go defensive. I would. Yeah, you have to. Screw it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, nothing you can do. Literally nothing you can do about it. But Ben gets caught up in it. Yeah.
I want to see a replay here on board with Tompkinson, because I want to see how aggressive McEwen was coming out of the pits. He was coming right out there. Oh my!
But I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to just go across the track before the pit line. But I have to look at it.
That was what McEwen was trying to do. He was
when you're racing for the lead, you have to try to get on that defensive line, and you know he's going to be over there, and you're racing for this line, the defensive line, so you can do that. And yeah, there's still nothing you can do. Tompkinson's going 130 miles an hour, and you're going 80.
Now it says here that Austin is out there in 13th place. Now that shouldn't be right there. He should actually be in 6th, because it says on my screen Austin is 13th. Oh, Adams lost 3rd place to Milden.
Yeah, then that's wrong, because Austin's in 5th now.
Yeah, he should be in 5th place now, but I want to see what happened to Adams. Did he get turn 8 all wrong? Did he have help? Let's find out.
He's going tires off there.
Milton pushed him off. Milton sort of pushed him off, and that would have lost a lot of momentum on Adams' part, so he's lost 2 places now.
Yeah, the gaps are pretty decent right here. We got Clements battling right up here on Austin with Adams. Like, that seems to be the real close battle. Walsh can get in on that. Everyone else has got a little bit over a second or more between them.
It's now corrected itself, and again Edwards running wide at turn 1. Adams trying to go free abreast to make it on the gravel trap off of 2, but it's now corrected itself. Through into 5th place now goes Clements. We ain't talked a lot about Clements in this race, but he's going to possibly end up finishing in the top 5 here.
They're probably going to catch Edwards, because they're coming up on 4th, and he's on the mediums, they're on the super softs, and you can just see that gap closing down to them. They'll be on him by that last section, I bet.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it's going to be like a drag race to the line, I'd reckon. So this race ain't over between Edwards to Clements. Meanwhile, Adams trying to get by Austin. That is for 6th place. And Austin runs a little wide off of turn 8. Through into 6th goes Adam. And through into 7th now goes Thomas Welsh. And Austin, who's pretty much been in the top 4 for the entirety of the race, and it just comes all unstuck. But anyways, meanwhile, last corner then for... yeah. Meanwhile, Tompkinson, yet another win, and he's going to extend the championship lead even further now on McEwen, because he's now sitting 2nd in points. Another win for Tompkinson, 2nd place to McEwen. Milton gets third. It's a drag race across the line for 4th, but it's going to be Edwards that just gets it, then Clements, and then it is Adams in 6th, Thomas Welsh 7th, 8th goes to Alex Austin. He'll be disappointed about that. 9th for Ethan Graham, Sean Cool in 10th. We didn't talk about him as well. Chevalier in 11th. Sharp just gets a point ahead of Colin Barrow in 13th place. And there you go. That is the end of the first race. So that was pretty intense racing out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Sardegna brings, right? I don't know, I get most of my perspectives come from having raced it, and as a driver, it's just brutal. You get on the wrong line, and you were in 3rd, and now somehow you're in 7th, and you didn't really lose any time. You just got passed by everybody in a line. And so it can get real tough, but that ends up with all the kind of stuff that we see, and it makes for really fun racing to watch, and it's a really good battle to watch. But like when you're out there, it just feels like sometimes you don't do anything wrong, and you still just get punished by the track.
Right, so I will just get my bag of balls then for the second race, which is the ball draw, which is made by yours truly. We're looking at position 6 down to 13. We'll include 14 because Piper's back in here. Hopefully his car will not be stuck on the grid. However, he'll probably have to start 14th anyways, not unless if I pick out ball 14, then he'll have to start on the pole, so he would have done all right then. But anyways, we're looking at Adams in 6th, Walsh 7th, Austin 8th, Graham 9th, Cool 10th, Chevalier in 11th, 12th will be Sharp, and 13th Colin Barrow, and 14th Adam Piper. So here we go. You see what is this number that's going to come out as the conditions have been changed now for the start of the second race. That'll be round 17, I want to say. And it is number 10. Number 10, so that means it will be Sean Cool. It will be an all Honda front row. Sean Cool will lead the way, and then it'll be his teammate and championship leader, Tompkinson, 1st and 2nd. So here you go, all Honda front row.
I mean, yeah, it's the randomness to you. I think Sean would say, I don't know how he feels about this track specifically, but in general, he's quick enough to keep up with just about anyone in there. So getting a free ride to the start of the race is, the easiest way to win a race is start at the beginning, start at the front. Sometimes you can just win turn 1, 2nd and 3rd back battle so hard for the first 2 laps that you get to defend a 12-second lead after 3 laps.
There we go.
I agree completely.
Mercury said rigged. Those seem fixed. Well, there you go. That's the banter that the drivers have. Clement saying went a bit halfway through. There was a car on my inside, no intention. It doesn't matter. You still got a top 5.
Provided the biggest donation to Savvy.
Yeah,
Sean got the biggest donation this week from Cole. Just donate bigger.
Yeah, just
Oh, don't worry. We'll recount it, Graham. We'll see the results back in 3 to 4 weeks.
I don't think it's going to be rigged in the Trump-Biden presidential election, but there you go.
Alright, so on to racing.
Now, why is Rob on softs?
Why not? Oh, why is Rob on softs? Good call. This is not my stuff. This is super softs.
It's super softs, Rob. Get it changed, man.
By a lot.
That's just teammates sucking up for each other. That's teammates sucking up now.
It wasn't even close. Ash won it by a mile. Look, if we had just stopped counting before you drew that ball, Ash had this one. Yeah, so I'm assuming he just put on the wrong tires and everyone's telling him, so he'll notice and switch it over to super softs. Let's see, who else starting on mediums for this race? Edwards, Piper.
We've got Piper's starting on mediums, you've got Chevalier starting on mediums, Edwards starting on mediums, Graham, Walsh, so the two Reynolds, Liam as well, Clements.
A lot of mediums out here.
And Sharp too. All going on mediums.
I wonder what the super softs will end up looking like with this many medium drivers. It almost worked out to be on the super softs in race 1.
So Piper getting his laps in. Hopefully he will. Well, he's just trying to get some practice in before the racing. It's been a quite a terrible 4 races it's been for Piper, unfortunately. You know, joint championship leader with Tompkinson before Suzuka, had 3 terrible races. 2 of them wasn't his own fault. One of them was from his teammate. And then I think it was in the 3rd race where he started 2nd in the grid, still made those 2 mistakes at the 130R and puts it all the way down into like 13th place. So it really dented his championship. And then here tonight, didn't even start the race 2, had to leave and then come straight back in. Been an absolute disaster for Piper for this. So the second half has not been that particularly great for him.
I mean, you act like people are teammates on race day. Your teammates like Monday through Saturday. But then race day, like, he's not racing your car. You're not racing his car. Like, yeah, we do our own thing now. I don't know. You know, we've had a lot of events where you have your teammates and stuff, and while I never want to kill my teammate, you're not getting special treatment because we're on a team together. Like, that's just not going to happen.
They always say that's the #1 rule in motorsport is to never hit your teammate.
Whatever. I Ferrari everything.
Just so much of how much of a dirty driver Jerry Bear is. Thank God I'm not racing against you.
Look, you'd have to be on the track with me in my lobby to race against me.
Although I did one time.
Yeah,
but you were out front in Nürburgring, but I started 13th. I worked my way up to 3rd, but then I ended up finishing 5th. So anyway, here we go then. Race 2, it'll be an old Honda front row, McCool and Tompkinson. 3rd is McEwen, Milton, Edwards, Clements, Adams, Welsh, Austin in 9th. Then you got 10th is Graham, Chevalier, Sharp, Colombaro and Piper. I just want to see if Piper will finally get underway, but getting 4 lights on, 5 lights on in the start of round 2. Race 17 of the championship is underway. Piper's finally got underway, and all 14, that's a nice thing to see, all drivers getting off the line. McEwen gets an incredible start, already up into the lead of the race. But he's also started on the super sauce, so then making our way in towards turn 1. Look at them fan out for the breast, going in towards turn 1 for the first time. We all make it nice and clean through the first corner. That's good to see, but there's still going to be 4 abreast going in towards 2 and to 3. It's absolute pinball. Edwards is to meet in the middle.
Piper's already up to 12th, and I bet he gets up to 10th in like the next 2 turns based on how many people he just knows. Yep, he is not messing around. He is so dumb with not racing.
It's pinballs. It's pinballs it is, I tell you, through mid-pack. Look at this. Into turn 5 for the first time, and looks like I think we've managed to sort themselves out, ladies and gentlemen. I think we may have. So then it is McEwen, and he's already checked out to a 2nd advantage over Sean Cool, the pole sitter, in 2nd. 3rd is Clements, and oh my God, Ethan Graham with a massive lunge gets into Austin and into Edwards. Tompkinson's on the gravel, Piper's spinning in the gravel. It's all happening at turn 8, I'll tell you that.
Oh! Nope, we're all good. Everyone catches their slides when I look at them, so no worries.
Tell you what, it was all happening there. I think Graham just mistimed his braking points.
It looked like, while I was watching him and Piper battle, it looked like they were trying to outbrake each other. And the problem was Piper had the outside, so he could kind of just brake and run wide, and if it broke Graham late, he was going to go into the apex like he did. And so, like, if Piper could have kept it all together, he might have gotten like 2 or 3 more positions out of that wrecking, but then he kind of got gathered all up in it, it looked like.
Quite interested to see that the championship leader decided to make his pit stop in the first lap. We did see him make a pit stop, I think it was in lap 3 when he made the change to the super soft, so that's an interesting decision from the championship leader.
He probably doesn't think anyone can keep up with him, so he's starting to give him advantages.
Piper go for a double overtake on Chevalier, and Sharp pushes Sharp onto the grass and through into P8 now goes Piper, and Chevalier backs out of it. Yeah, Piper's definitely not messing.
1 lap in and he's gone from last to 8th. He's only got to go through 6, 7 more people.
I think that's a worrying thing to see that he's got a Frenchie behind him in Thomas Chevalier. I mean, them two did have history, especially at Lago Maggiore. Now fakes a move to the inside, late on the brakes goes Chevalier, and up into 9th place, although he's off now, he's off into the gravel trap, and back into that 9th position goes Chevalier. Now then you got Thomas, he's gone into P10, and now you got the 2 Renault teammates nearly leaning on each other, with Edwards down to 12th place. Yeah, Edwards had a terrible start. I think he qualified, like, what was it, in 6th or something like that? He's down to 12th.
I mean, it's that kind of track. Again, you make a little mistake or a mistake gets made around you, and yeah, it can be easy to fall back, but, you know, 12th isn't too far back. We got pits that are going in and out, so we can't really define 12th as a true 12th yet. Like, we need to get a little bit further in before we know for sure that that's 100% where he is with his windows and everything.
It was just because he was he was pretty much the meat in the sandwich of a free-fight situation, so he would have been hitting about like a pinball with the bumpers being over cars. I mean, anyway, battle for second.
Well, while they're battling for second, just so you know, Thomas, who is on the mediums, is still within the super soft's time. So when he goes and gets his tires, which will be at the end of this one, if he can keep his pace up, he should still be potentially coming out ahead of Liam. And he's already ahead of Tompkinson, right? So he's already pitted.
Yeah, Tompkinson's already pitted, but I think the gap between them is about 10 seconds exactly. But in favour of Thomas, he's going to have fresher super softs than what Tompkinson will have.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Piper now into 7th, his teammate behind him in 8th. And don't forget, I think Piper, oh no, Piper started on super softs. We did see him on mediums, but it must have changed right at the last minute. So there's Austin in 5th. Are you
100% sure he has it? Yeah, for sure. I remember checking lap 1, he was on super softs at the start.
Yeah, he was, yep.
That is so aggressive. They really hooked that left side because they can, like, really get on that curb to try to straighten it out. A couple of times people are hitting that inside wall, and that is just going to devastate your lap.
Battle again for second place. Looks like there's a bit of daylight with Clements leading the way then ahead of Sean. Oh, Clements gets a couple of wheels on the kitty litter, but holds on to that second spot. Looks like Cole didn't really gain anything out of that. And Adams down to 4th place, and Austin again shows good race pace early on. I don't think he felt that he deserved the 8th place finish there, did Austin, because we did see him up at the top 4 for the majority of the races. I think that's been his downfall. He's always up there competitive and fighting up there at the top, but when it comes to the end of the race, he's always in the second half of the field.
You know, it's tough when you're the one in there battling. You know, like anyone who gets stuck about, honestly, watching every race, it's usually about second, but sometimes 3rd, 4th back, you're just battling so much that you're just flipping coins constantly as to whether you're the one who gets delayed or slowed down or whatever it is, right? So I think it's important to battle for your positions. Like winning and getting 6th are both amazing accomplishments depending on how your race went.
Just see there, Chevalier made a move on Colombardo and pushed him out onto the gravel at turn 8. So he's lost a lot of time now on Chevalier, and now Colombardo is going to fall into the clutches of Tompkinson and Milden. Thomas decides to pit in now on lap 4.
Yeah, he's at a 9-second gap to Liam at that point, so that's a little bit more to make up than when he was sitting at about 6.5 to 7. But I mean, it's expected. They're on super softs, he's on mediums. He's going to probably lose a little bit of time consistently.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, McEwen still leads. 2 seconds he has over Clements. And he is starting to pull away a bit now from Sean Cool, the pole sitter in this race, now in third. Adam's starting to slowly catch up to Cool in that Honda, and then Ethan Graham has caught up quite well. But he could be under a bit of some investigation after that late break-in at turn 8 that caused Edwards to go off. And a few others too, but I can't really do it worse. But I tell you what, Austin is still looking quite quick. He's in 6th place and he's within the slipstream. He's within the toe of Graham, and you got Piper. Hasn't really done any changes so far, and he's not gained any ground. Now you said so what's happened?
Well, Austin missed his brake spot and almost went into Graham, but like, I mean, fair play. He sacrificed himself. He dodged left, went wide, got off, just braked through it, and ended up running off and grabbing some gravel and stuff. And he's going to lose a little bit of time, but I mean, fair play. Like, alternative. There are plenty of people who wouldn't like sacrifice their own car, and they would just try to hold the line and pump the car in front of them. So fair play.
It's compromising though, because now Piper's all over the back of Austin.
Yeah, it's tough to defend into one. Like, you've either got to go hard defensive, and then you're kind of like, yeah, I would pin him down there. I'd let him go on my inside, but then I wouldn't come all the way up the track. I would keep the thing real narrow.
I think he was trying to do the crisscross. Piper in the gravel.
On the dirt.
Man, that definitely wouldn't have helped. Meanwhile, I think I just saw in the background that Milton was trying to find a way by Tompkinson, which he hasn't just yet. They are catching up to Colin Barrow, but he's yet to make a pit stop as Colin Barrow. Then in 12th place is Edwards, who's now onto the super soft, so he must have pitted in either on lap 1 or lap... No, it must have been lap 2 he must have pitted. Thomas down in 13th and Sharp in 14th.
Well, Thomas and them have also run their pits, so you want to pay attention to their gap to Tompkinson and Milden. Because Ben and them are the ones they're actually racing with. Now, 4 seconds is probably going to be 5 seconds there. They'll be a little bit hard to come back on, but they are going to end up stuck with all these people who are like 5th, 6th, 7th that are a few seconds back of Liam. Liam is way off the track. I caught him at the very end, so maybe good recoveries. Definitely was looking like he was about to really get wrecked there, so he lost a lot of time, but that was maybe an awesome recovery. I didn't get to see what happened.
Oh, he clipped the curb, and he went flat out that actually through turn 11. He went flat out through there, hit the curb, and it just upset the car, and he's lost about at least a second now on Clements, who's now caught up now because of that mistake from Liam. So I think it'll be just the case of those worn softs.
When in doubt, flat out, right? Isn't that what they say?
Gap between McEwen to Tompkinson is 13 seconds, so at this moment McEwen is safe. However, when McEwen makes his pit stop, Tompkinson will probably have the worn softs to his name, because he did pit on the first lap.
It's going to be interesting. Ben has been keeping up with Tompkinson. Like, ever since Tompkinson got by, he's just been sitting with him, keeping that same pace. You can look at their laps and realize that they're just reverses of each other, right? So they're running the same pace right now. I wonder, if Ben's just going to be able to keep up that pace as the tires start to wear. Because that's usually where you see the better drivers. The better drivers will really keep their pace up no matter what their tires are.
I thought he was nearly getting to the back of Tompkinson, sorry.
It was close, I mean, you can usually tell if it'll happen or not just based on when the lights flash. There's a little bit of a delay, but as long as you see Tompkinson's go on first, Milden should be fine because he should be coasting behind. Like, if you're not going for a pass, you should almost just save your tires that little bit by coasting and then just slowly braking up into Tompkinson and then accelerating with him out of the corner. I was like, where are they going? They can't be pitting again. That would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, that was a different line that they took. How come Sean Cool, the pole sitter, so will Tompkinson come out ahead or behind Sean? Sean looks quite slow coming out of the pits.
He could have gone defensive there. I think Tompkinson kind of...
yeah.
No.
Oh!
I think Sean wanted to not be defensive against Tompkinson to let him through and then try to slip in behind him to block Ben, but that didn't work, and I just don't see how mediums are going to keep pace for 5 more laps.
Oh, well, we did see from Adams. Adams was closely behind Ben, even though Adams was on the medium size. They did manage to get by Ben, although it didn't happen at the finish of the race. So you never know. You never know with Sean. He could do it. But now that's Tompkinson into 7th place.
I mean, like, outside of a wreck, I got a pretty good idea that those mediums are not going to be as fast as those super softs. But maybe. But I'm quite confident not. It's why you see most of the super soft drivers are still out on the track. You don't want to be defending for too long, but you've got to make sure your gap stays good enough that you still come out ahead. And so the quicker you get on mediums, the more ahead you'll come out, but the longer you have to defend, and that's just not feasible when you're at a, you know, maybe a second and a half tire differential. It just gets tough. Like when you come out on mediums, you're pretty much saying I'm defending from this position back. Yeah. And I can't go forward any further for the most part because there's going to be people on super softs.
Yeah. Just noticed that Ethan made his pit stop from 4th place, so he's down the order, but it is still McEwen. And I tell you what, Clements has really caught up now to McEwen. Less than a second it is now, so you know Clements has got the magnets on McEwen just ahead. And even though Liam is sitting second in the championship and Ben's sitting, Nathan's sitting 6th, at least he gained some ground on Tompkinson.
Well, I would love to see Liam and them all prove me wrong about the super softs, but it just seems so consistent that whoever starts on mediums and then pits them and runs clean, as long as they don't get gathered up in trouble, it's the faster strategy is to start on mediums, it seems. And every track's different, but it seems so far at this one, just because, we'll see though, but it's starting to look like Tompkinson's 11 seconds back, 10 seconds. This is about the same gap they had. No, it's not. This is like a second further back he is this time. So
about a second.
Yeah, if they go in here, he should actually come out and maybe be able to defend.
No, Liam stays out. Clemens stays out.
He needs to run a good lap here, not a 25.
Adam comes
not
in.
25.3, but because behind him, Tompkinson's going to run, what, another 24 probably?
Possibly.
He's like gaining a second every lap. Let's see.
And even on with those one soft tires, so he's got to produce a qualifying lap here.
Yeah, like McEwen needs to hit a hot lap here because that gap is going to close down another second before he goes in the pits.
Piper's off. Piper's off. Slide this way.
Maybe Piper slows Tompkinson down. You know, that might be a blessing in disguise for Liam because now Tompkinson's going to maybe get slowed down some by Piper.
And look at the gap now. Tompkinson's and McEwen 10.4 seconds, 10.3, and it's coming down.
Yeah, it's going to come down to probably in the 9. Like based on the statistics of how it's been coming the whole time, it should be about 9.2, 9.1 if he keeps the same pace up and Liam keeps the same pace up. So he's on pace to get it down. Like I said, you know,
it's going to be close.
Liam's kind of hoping Piper slows him down, but 9's the same situation we were last race, where Tompkinson's just going to go flying by because he's going to be a way too high a speed to defend against.
It's going to be very, very close, though. Just also there, too, the fast lap set by Tompkinson. I think he's also said that in the first race, so that at least that'll be another championship point gained for Tompkinson. He's got to be. Liam's got to pit. He's got to pit this time. Liam has to pit, and he does, and so too does Clements. Piper will probably have to pit as well, and he's also bringing Tompkinson. This is going to be very close. Yeah, he's getting a good tool. Piper stays out.
He's literally going to pull him.
And out comes McEwen. Out comes McEwen, you know.
It's going to be the same thing. They're going way too fast. There's no way to defend that.
Yeah, and I think you made the call there. Liam
and Milton's in. Yeah.
Milton
made it through this time. Unlike last time where he got pinned behind by medium and just couldn't get back. Milton's through as well. So, I mean, the battle for third is... Assuming Piper... I guess it's the battle for first and second, because Piper's supposed to pit, right?
Piper's the only one yet to pit. I was just about to say that McEwen may have pitted one lap too late, I reckon.
Liam needs Piper to battle the heck out of both of them, which he is doing, because if somehow he can get ahead, he can battle one of them and try to go defensive for an entire lap. Like, it almost looks as if Piper is McEwen's teammate, because he's literally going left and right and literally blocking each of them and everything. Like, look, dead center of the track, so neither one of them can go anywhere, and Ben's trying to take advantage of it.
Yes, he's gone into second place, but he's going to have the outside.
It's not the right spot, though. Tompkinson's going to hold this.
Yeah.
Oh, the curve!
Oh, does he?
No,
oh, does he? No, Tompkinson's, he's through. He's through.
Dude.
Oh,
I mean, prove me wrong, Ben.
Milton.
Stick it on the cutback.
Oh,
it's just, you can't cut back there. It's too high speed. But Piper got separated away. It's too bad he doesn't get to defend a whole nother lap, because he's going to have to come in and get those tires, right?
Yeah, he's going to come in right now. Tompkinson's trying to get a toe off Piper when he makes that pit stop.
Oh,
So
that
here we
was
go.
smart by Ben. If he could somehow have pinned Tompkinson into the pit, so he had to hit the brakes. I don't know if you're even allowed to do that, but I would do it and just see what the stewards say.
I tell you what I think, here we go, side by side for the lead on the last lap.
Clements has somehow pulled his way up in there as well, so it's like, holy Ben, what a catch.
That was a nice save from Ben, but now look at Clements. He's trying to go around the outside of McEwen. It's pretty much like double file now.
They got to find a way through, though, because they do not want to be drag racing against super soft tires on that last corner. That's not going to work.
Oh, Clements with a late lunge. No, didn't get that third place on him.
Rules are out the window. You just got to find somewhere to pass, and you've only got, what, 1, 2, maybe 3 good corners left to try to do something in before you're just...
Oh, it's going to be it's probably all going to happen at turn 8. Who's going to be late on the brakes then into turn 8? McEwen not using all of the racing line at turn 8, but it looks like we all got through there safely. So it's going to be pretty much down to a drag strip across the start-finish line to see who's going to win race 2 of 3 tonight. And it looks like McEwen is starting to lose a little bit of drift away.
Lifetime. Because you don't want to get slowed down. You've got to stay all in it. But, I mean, these GR4s don't have, like, insane slip.
Here we go. Last corner. Can he get the run? I don't think he can, you know. I think Tompkinson's got it.
The best run. Clements got a good run.
Oh, it's going to be very close across the line, but Tompkinson is just going to hold on to it. Then Milton, then McEwen, and Clements.
Going to run on Thomas, though, back here. Nope, not quite. Almost.
No. Then I think you came across the line in 5th. It was Adams in 5th. Then you got the 2 Renault drivers. Chevalier ahead of Edwards, Welch, then Graham, then Austin down in 10th, Piper in 11th. And it looks like it's going to be Sharp that gets yet another championship point. 13th place is Colin Barrow. We're missing Cool. We've missed Sean Cool. What's happened to him? Did he retire? I'm guessing he did. Yeah, he DNF'd. So Cool retired from the race. But it could have been a win for McEwen if he had pitted 1 lap early, I would have reckoned.
It's tough to say. He'd have had to defend it. It's tough to say because he ended up getting the help with Sharp. I mean, maybe. Maybe. I'm still sticking with, like, the people who start mediums have an advantage if they don't get wrecked. Like, if they don't have issues, they just... I would much rather be attacking on super softs at the end of the race than defending on mediums. Even though it's easier to defend, defending with a tire, difference, and, a double tire difference. It's not like a soft and a medium, which is already hard to do. It's a super soft and a medium, which just means they can stick lines you can't, most likely. They can stay in stuff that you can't.
Oh, I better put up the race results there just to show you the confirmation then of, well, unofficially the results. So,
but I mean, I bet Liam honestly probably thinks, he probably made enough mistakes, and we know he made a huge mistake because we caught him driving off the track trying out the new dirt rally game. So, I'm sure he's like, nah, I just need to not make that huge mistake, and those other little bitty ones in my strat would have been just fine.
So there we go then, unofficial results. Tompkinson, 2 wins in the bag for him today, and again, it fully accepts himself to pull away from the championship away from McEwen. Milton 2nd, McEwen in 3rd. I still reckon he should have pitted a lap earlier, I would reckon. But again, he made that mistake at turn 11, which cost him ultimately. Clements in 4th, 5th there to Adams. I tell you what, though, it's only nearly less than 7 attempts between 1st to 4th. That was pretty close, that.
Yeah, everybody's battling. Everyone's in the same pace range and everything. Anyone in this grid could end up getting 1st with the right, luck and stuff like that. Yeah, it'd be tough to pick against Tompkinson as he just dominates right now, but a lot of people have shown they can win, and anyone can win the race, and reverse grid just goes complete insanity, so who knows with that. But yeah, it's just, the track forces you side by side so much, and you just got to remember that every time you're side by side, and they're not side by side in front and behind you, everyone's getting closer and further away from you, right? You don't want to battle, but this track just lends you to battling.
Yeah, So we're getting ready then for the 3rd race, the final race of the night, the reverse grid order, which I'm probably guessing it was a tactic from Cool because he will start on the pole. And 2nd will be Colin Barrow, then it'll be Sharp, that'll be 1, 2, 3. Who finished? I'm trying to think back who finished in 11th. Was it Piper? I think it was Piper that finished 11th, so he will start 4th. Hopefully he's not going to do the same mistake what he did at Suzuka last week, but he went off twice. But I don't think there's no auto spin curbs to do that, so Piper will be alright. And then in 10th place, I think, was it Austin in 10th? I think?
Yeah, Austin, sure. Graham, then Thomas.
Then, yeah, Thomas. And then you had the 2 Renault boys, which will be Edwards and then Chevalier. And then I'm struggling.
The top 5 battle. Adams, Clements, Liam, Ben, and then at the very back, obviously, will be Tompkinson.
Oh, Cool's left the room.
So much for the back-to-back poles.
Yeah, so much for that. Not unless if he joins back in, and then he'll come back, and... Not unless if Sean's having problems, which I hope not. Oh, starting the final without Sean.
Yeah, we had some issues at the start, so it's probably about time to get going.
Right, so here we go then. This is the last race. So Sean was supposed to start on the pole, but no, he's given it to Colin Barrow. So here is the order then for the final race, round... Oh, that's 15 of the championship, my apologies, yeah. So Colin Barrow, Sharp, Piper, Austin, Ethan Graham, Thomas, then it is Edwards, Chevalier, Adams, Clements, as you said, McEwen, Milton and Tompkinson. That completes the field. Now Colin Barrow, please do not jump the start like you did last week. He didn't that time. He made sure he didn't jump the start. And away we go then for the last race. This is normally the exciting race of the lot. And here comes Sharp around the outside of Colin Barrow and maybe into the lead of the race then. Possibly or not. They're three abreast going into turn one. Is Piper going to stick it though on the inside? Late on the brakes and up into the lead. Makes contact with Sharp. Sharp puts four wheels on the gravel trap. But holds on to that second spot possibly. And... oh, does Colin Barrow want that second spot? Nearly leaning on Sharp into turn 3. Now into turn 4. Again, the whole field of drivers making their way in towards turn 4 for the first time. And Piper's in the lead. Now, where's Sharp? Sharp's gone very wide. He's fallen all the way down to 7th.
It's a tough race. Oh, nice from Chevalier. Chevalier kind of like just had a car come on the track in the middle of nowhere in front of him, and he dodged it and kind of kept his pace up.
So disaster then for Sharp. He went from like second all the way down to 4th. Was there contact? Or did he just run a little wide? Oh, he just hit the wall. He clipped the wall. I just saw it's there too. Oh, we should go back to the turn 8 because there'll be carnage here, I reckon. No, there's not.
They actually got through pretty good. You know, there were some moves being made, but everyone kind of held their lines and kept it clean. Sharp's aggressively trying to get back through everyone right now. But he's finally caught up with some super soft drivers, so it might get a little bit harder as he was kind of moving through people on mediums there for a second.
Just look at that replay.
It looks like we still got, let's see here, Austin still has his mediums.
Piper's on mediums. Piper's on mediums.
Oh, Edwards is on mediums and trying to get into second.
And look at Ethan Graham. He's going to make it 3 abreast going into his turn 1 yet again, like we saw at the last lap. And up into second goes Ethan Graham. Double overtake too. Lovely.
Has the switchback.
Oh, here we go then. Teammates making ton contact. Come on. We don't want to see that. Oh, Colin Barrow nearly gets into Graham. But look at Edwards.
Edwards is trying to go 3 wide again.
Oh, Colin Barrow late on the brakes. He tried to make it stick. He's got the inside. Look at this racing here. Look at that. The two Nissans going at it hard racing.
Gathering everyone up there. I mean, they're in standing start formation right now.
Goodness me, it was like 3 abreast you see at the start of the Indy 500. That was absolutely some insane racing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Well, they're gonna go 3 wide for this one too.
Oh, Austin! Edwards on the gravel. So did Adams.
That was I mean, I don't know. That was optimistic, not opportunistic.
we saw that from Graham.
That didn't kill everybody.
We saw that on Graham in the second race, where he just kamikaze daily the whole field.
You guys can't go 3 wide here. What are you doing? I mean, maybe you can. What do I know?
But they start behaving themselves. They've gone to single file now. But with all those opportunities there, I thought Piper would have actually pulled away, but no, I forgot he's on the medium tires.
Yeah,
he still pits.
This is fantastic for me. Like he's gonna. This is the same argument I think I was making last time with Tompkinson, where you're on the worst tire and like out in front. You can pit whenever you want as long as you can keep this lead, because you've already passed everybody technically.
Again, Edwards getting a couple of wheels on the gravel trap. He's done that a lot here tonight, is Edwards. Just getting a couple of wheels on the gravel trap and upsets the car. Meanwhile, Thomas is all over the bash.
Trying to take this lead away. Looks like he's probably going to get it with the tire advantage through here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even having the outside, he'd have a chance. He might just go for a switchback, though.
But we know how good defensively Piper is, though. Like we saw in the last race, he's quite good defending in the lead.
It's a tough switchback corner because, like, you're just going into a drafting zone. I would I would just think that I personally think there's only about 2 corners you can make real moves in, and this is one of them. So you got to get this one set up.
And he's going to go for it right now on the inside of turn number 8. And up into the lead now goes Ethan Graham. Colin Barrow is second. He wants to lead. Colin Barrow wants to lead it now. Go on, Jeff. Stick it in there. Still side by side. Look at this. The two Nissan boys, they're going at it hammer and tongs.
Figure out who's going to win.
Colin Barrow leads. Colin Barrow, just to let you know, Colin Barrow has never won a BTCC race. How emotional would he be if he wins it? And again, the two Nissan boys side by side. Now a lot of drivers making a pits.
Well, I mean, those people who were on mediums that just came in, they have to feel good about how far through the field they were when they came in. Like, they know they're going to drop back, but you get all that position back when everybody else comes in.
McEwen has made his way up into 3rd place after starting, I think it is in 11th place, so that's a good drive back from McEwen. He is on the Super Softs, though, like he is in the previous two, well, started the race on Super Softs. Thomas Welsh in 4th, and Tompkinson, who's on the Super Softs, I don't think he's actually pitted yet, but he's up in there in that 5th place, and I mean, he did start in 13th place.
I mean, so Thomas and Tompkinson both have pretty good tire wear compared to like McEwen and Gutierrez, so they might have started mediums and switched. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I only saw Adams pit on the first lap. The others didn't, so I'm guessing they started the race on the Super Softs. Meanwhile, further back, we got Chevalier in 6th place. Sorry. Then Sharp, who got punted off by Colin Barrow in the first lap. He's up now into 7th place. 8th is Clements, and he has made a pit stop.
Oh, his teammate caught him. Way to go, Austin. That's how you be a teammate in the middle of the race, and you took the position. That's a perfect teammate. Keep the guy from spinning by catching him, and then pass him.
Well, let's have a look then. Going in towards that infamous turn 8. Let's see what he does. Must have clipped too much curb. Understeered. Yeah, that's good teamwork there. That helps. Yeah.
Just stop spinning, and now I'm going to take that position from you.
And now Ben wants it back now. All over the back of the team. It gets a great run.
Battling up in the top 3 as well. They're
He's actually lost. He's lost a spot though. He wasn't second, so...
Yeah, he had the run going, so... He's battling with everyone else as they're starting to work through him, it looks like a little bit, but it's helping Graham a lot, because he's already gotten a 1.5 second gap, basically.
Oh, and he got hit from the rear from Tompkinson. Yeah, so McEwen came from a long way back and just dived his way in turn 1 and got through. I'm also glad to see that this lobby has worked still, so I'm quite glad that we're seeing some great races here tonight. As we see now Colin Barrow wanting to get that second spot back. Ethan Graham is starting to pull away, but I think he is on the Super Softs. Yes, indeed he is. Oh my God, that's a forceful block there. Look at that. Thomas going for a different line we've not seen. And up into P3 goes Thomas. Nice pass.
Tompkinson is so upset. He had them both set up for a perfect switchback, and it looked like either he timed it just a little wrong or Colin Barrow was going a little slow than he thought he was going to be going, and he just caught Colin Barrow as he was going across, or he'd have probably gotten the move on both of them right there.
What happened was McEwen hit the wall in turn 8, the inside wall at turn 8, and it just kind of upset the rhythm of Colin Barrow and possibly Tompkinson too in the process. But Thomas is looking very racy here. Oh, he's catching all over the back of McEwen, and McEwen saw going defensively late into turn 1.
Oh, Colin Barrow is getting a little bit of the dirt. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, Tompkinson's trying to find a way by.
Graham is trying to check out. I wonder how the mediums drivers are looking further back. Ooh.
The first of the medium drivers, I think, well, Chevalier started on the medium tyres, I think. Yes, no, I don't think, he's on...
Yeah, he did, for sure. Piper did, Chevalier did.
Oh, Colin Barrow's gone. Oh, did he get help from Tompkinson? I wonder if he could get to see him. Let's see. Or did he just disappear, or was it just a disconnect?
It could be a lobby drop.
Let's see. Right on board with... Oh, he just disappeared. Yeah, he just randomly disappeared. That's a shame. Because Colin Barrow was having a great race too.
Protest to the stewards. Take the W. Get him the win.
Well, it's now 3 Tompkinson away from Colin Barrow.
I mean, Graham is continuing to gain this lead on Liam. Thomas is going to go into second as well. Tompkinson's closing it up, but it's really going to be up to, what do we got? If Chevalier's already pit, him and anyone else who's already pit right there, what, Piper maybe? Possibly Clements?
Piper may have pitted, he must have.
This group right here might actually be the lead group right now. Ooh. Graham's probably close, but I mean, Chevalier's only 5 seconds back of the lead. We know the pit's taking longer than that.
Yeah, Piper started to 7th place. He must have started on the. Yeah, I'm just seeing on lap 3. Yeah, he pitted in on lap 3. So Piper started to 7th place. Just ahead of him is Ash Sharp, and then you got Edwards behind, and you got Clements in 9th. 10th place is Milton, who has got ahead of his teammate Austin, and in 12th place Adams, who was is had a nightmare. He must have went off that we didn't see, unfortunately.
He did, yes, I saw it, and just didn't really want to bring it up at the time, but he went from about, I think it was 9th or 10th all the way to the back, and then got back on the track. Ended up with like a full reset, it looked like.
Edwards has gone by Piper for 7th place. I wonder if that was the infamous Terran number 8. Let's see if we can... Oh, he's already got the job done. And Clements tried to get 8th place away from Piper.
So, Chevalier was on mediums. I wasn't even paying attention. He's now coming into pits. There we go. He was doing so well on mediums.
Whoa!
I assumed he pitted on super softs.
That's a forceful block on Sharp. Go on, get your nose in there, Sharp. Make a meal of it now. But Colin Bartle's not in this now. So it's yours for the taking if you can get some championship points. Oh, he's off into the gravel trap. Nearly gets into Piper. Flashes the lights to Edwards.
Oh, it's going to be 3 positions.
Yeah, he's lost 3 spots now because Fru went to Clements too.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to filter back in, wait for the same kind of thing, and take your 3 positions right back.
3-car battle for 2nd place now. McEwen leads the way. Then Thomas in 2nd and Tompkinson in 4th position. But them 4 have yet to pit yet. And I don't know if... I'm guessing that Edwards has actually made his pit stop. I'm not too sure. I think he must have.
Nah. Unless Tompkinson has as well. They have the exact same tire wear. So yeah, Tompkinson has pit though, right?
No, I don't think he has. No, I don't think he has.
Oh,
no.
They have amazing tire wear for this late into the race.
Oh, McEwen off in the grass yet again. We did see that in the last race. So that's going to compromise it just a teensy bit.
Tompkinson's not running as quick a laps as he was last race, so he might be going a little bit.
Thomas is in.
Oh well, there it goes. Never mind.
I think it's just because he was battling with other cars, and it's hard to get by if you're battling with another car. Tompkinson fakes a look at McEwen.
Piper trying to get around Edwards.
Austin has actually gone by his teammate Milton. So that is for P8. Sharp in P7, but he's yet to pit. And I think Austin has already made his pit stop, I believe, on lap 3. Because I did see there was a handful of drivers. I think Milton did pit, but he pitted on lap 2.
Yeah,
Sharp
I think if Austin's pit, he's sitting in a really good position. Should probably, like, get better at tracking the pits. They should have, like, a little button or something on the car once it's completed a pit stop. But yeah, you probably didn't randomly lose exactly the pit window on lap 3. Oh, did Tompkinson push?
Oh, we'll see a replay. Let's have a look at a replay.
He ended up so wide.
Here we go, going into what's turn 8. No contact. No contact was made. I mean, McEwen did give him the room, but McEwen went off in the process.
Yeah, that happens. I just caught the very end of it and saw them side by side going wide. Usually that's contact, but fair play, nice.
Now he's going to fall into the battle for 4th place with Edwards, Piper, and Clements. No one came in. Further back, Austin's trying to get P7 away from Sharp, and indeed he does, and through goes Milton too. So the 4 drivers possibly maybe working together, although Milton wants a double overtake. Oh, and Austin's on the gravel trap. Oh, and Milton tried to repay the favour. He repaid the favour. I think Milton helped him.
They didn't even get damage from that one either. That was a pretty big hit too.
I think Milton just wanted to repay the favour and just help his teammate get back on track.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see it happening. You know you can put your car in there, and it might stop the spin. Also, you might ricochet off them and end up in the wall on the left, or you might get suspension damage, or there's a million reasons why you would never do it to someone who's, like, done anything dirty to you ever in the history. But, like, I don't know, you got respect, or you want to do that for someone, you can definitely stick your car in there and try to keep their spin from happening.
Can hear it, Thomas. Well, she's not really improved anything, although he is onto the medium tyres now.
I mean, they're going to be pitting here, right? This has to be the pit lap.
I tell you what.
They're not going to take it 11, are they?
Graham has lost a lot of time. He's down the gap down to Graham to Tompkinson is 1.1. I did see it was at 1 second.
All the way. Let's go. He's saying, I can do any strat. It doesn't matter. I'll win. We can just do anything with this.
Oh, wow. Look at the smoke pouring off the car.
Edwards stays out as well. But Piper, we know, has pit already. Piper's in the most fantastic position ever. He doesn't even need to pass Edwards as long as he keeps his gap as small as it is to Tompkinson.
Edwards again kicking up the rear at 10-1, putting a couple of wheels on the gravel like he has done pretty much the entirety of the race. And now Piper wants that lead.
That is crazy. He's pit. It's just shocking that he has the exact same tire wear as Tompkinson. Like the exact same. They all have the exact same tire wear. But two of them haven't pit and one of them has. Like, Edwards and Tompkinson are not using their tires at all this race, yet they're still running good times.
Wonder where can Piper make the move? Will it be turn 8?
Yeah, like just compare them to their tire wear at Clemens. I don't think Piper makes a move. I think he passes under pitting. They have to pit this lap. Unless I've forgotten and they've already pitted. If they've already pitted, then he definitely needs to find a move.
I'm guessing that Edwards is pitted because I'm seeing on lap 3.
He's got that 34.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're in a battle for the lead. Never mind. I thought Edwards was going in.
Yeah, this is a battle for the lead. Now, where is McEwen? McEwen has fallen way down. He's down in 10th place. He's actually got his teammate, Ash Sharp's gone ahead of him. So here we go. Tompkinson is in. So, and now this is a battle for effectively the win of this race. Can Piper do it?
And Clemens is right there too, 6/10 back. How far back is Tompkinson going to come out? Oh, he's going to come out right in the... Ooh.
Oh! No, carry on.
I mean,
look at this,
I mean, that is just insanity to me to just come out of the pits and go all the way across the track and just be like, haha, kill me! Like, this is ridiculous. Like, the best case scenario is you get passed at 150 miles an hour. The worst case scenario is you unghost and die.
Superb battle going.
Man, this battle for the lead's getting intense as well. They are all gathered up as well as all the way back to about 7th place right now.
This is the
I can't
corner.
even switch to the people right now because everyone's passing.
This is the corner where Piper's got to make the move. Plants his car in the middle, and Edwards holds on to it just about. Although nearly puts a couple of wheels on the gravel.
I mean, you just don't want to be following him in the last corner. You got to try to get side by side to turn it into a drag race. You can't...
Oh, is he one wide? Edwards has gone wide. And says Piper got the overlap on him. Leaning on each other on turn 11. No, he's on the gravel. They're all on the gravel. This is like the wet race at Sydney in the V8 Supercars.
Trying to throw it into.
Oh,
but once
Piper!
you're behind, there's just not enough slip. Piper makes the move stick, though.
Piper made it stick, and he's going to win the finale race of the night. So Piper wins. Edwards second, Clemens in third. And it will be Austin. They'll get 4th place just about. And there we just saw Tompkinson twerking like Kim Kardashian there. Finished in 7th. Even Graham gets 6th. Milton in 5th. 8th place goes to Chevalier. 9th place to McEwen. Now, what happened to Sharp? Because he was well ahead of... he pitted. He pitted onto the medium tyres, so he finished in 11th place, and Adams finished in 12th place. But that last race, that pass from Piper, that might go under Stewart's investigation with that.
Well, I gotta say that the race I've been talking about that I participated here, we were in the exact same 1st, 2nd, 3rd battle, and the exact same incident happened. And it is the reason I ended up winning was because they ruled it that I'm not allowed. You can't push me off the track. Hold your line. You gotta stay enough inside that I can't get pushed off. So I feel like I might know how that one's gonna get ruled, but it was a fantastic race anyways.
The thing I think with that corner for turn 11 is the fact that once you hit the curb, it kicks back and it will just go straight, and you may go into your other driver.
Hey, I think you're exactly on pace because they ruled something along those something about the curb and everything, but it was just like, yeah. It's a tough spot, but you got to send it and you got to try to keep it together. And it's just awesome racing right there at the end. You got to love last corner passes, last corner shenanigans. It's the best.
Yeah, definitely. So, I think those were 3 entertaining races. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was fantastic. I'm so glad I got to watch them. That's not my favorite track to drive, but it's definitely a fun track to watch.
Well, the host has ended the game, so we all had to leave. So I think we better end the stream for that, because my dog is waiting outside my bedroom door, waiting to be petted or wanting to go for a wee. But anyways, this has been the penultimate round at Sardegna B. Tompkinson, you know, he's pretty much got the championship sewn up here. We got the final there, the finale at Laguna Seca to come next week. So I think, I don't know, maybe the second race, maybe the first race, and Tompkinson will have the championship sewn up, and he'll be a 2-time champion for that. But anyways, that has been the BTCC Blueprints with STDash84 Designs, round 5 of the championship at Sardegna B. I have been Sean.
And I'm Jerry. Thanks, guys.
And we will see you again next week for the finale at Laguna Seca. So till then, we'll see you later.